Hello, Hola, Konnichiwa, Salaam, Ciao Namaste. Peace to all. This is the Pink Elf in the Room conversation. And what we will be talking about for today is about gaslighting. What is gaslighting in a sense? And what is the term I'm using have to mix with a relationship? Gaslighting is, in a sense, think of it as pretty much exactly what it means, lighting up gas. Pouring gas in a room and lighting up a situation to make it escalate or explode. And the user who does this is usually the key to how this explodes. And the person who explodes is usually on the opposite end. And this can make them come off as though they are crazy or insane when it isn't truly their fault for how they feel, especially when you come with a mindset where you're perfectly fine, especially if you're perfectly fine with who you are and you're happy with who you are, and then all of a sudden you are driven to an insanity. That is what would be called gaslighting relationships. And we're going to talk about this and the importance of why you should stay far away from gaslighting relationships. Now, we've already discussed what a gaslighting relationship is. So, what what's so bad about gaslighting relationships that make them what they are? They the person who lights the gas in a sense usually creates an atmosphere of being narcissistic, being someone who is only here to cause more drama, more chaos, more confusion, more frustration on the person of the receiving end. And they will say whatever they have to make themselves look good, even if they're trying to make it seem like you're both crazy, even if they're saying that it's your fault or anything. You have to notice those key points. If they start saying in a sense that you're lying all the time, or even, for example, in my own experience with certain people where you don't like to deal with drama, so you won't be honest with them because of the fact of how they act around you, because you know it starts more drama. If you are around people like that are constantly just throwing more drama and telling you how wrong you are and everything else in between, telling you that every key point of your life, every aspect you're doing it wrong, you need to run away as fast as possible. And the reason for that being is it will lead you down a path of insanity. And I've experienced this in my own time, that it will push you to limits that are not usually who you really are. And the best thing to honestly do in relationships like that, in my own experience of, I didn't do it, but I've learned from it that in my own experience, this is important. You need to literally, what if you're with this person, you need to, if you're living with this person, you need to pack your stuff and just leave without telling them or anything, because it's not important at that point. What's important is your health. This is why I constantly tell this is why I constantly say to people that betrayal of the self in order not to betray another is still betrayal nonetheless. It is the highest betrayal. I state that all the time because of the fact that your health and well-being is more important than what others think. Others, there are people out there that are not going to care, and especially in a gaslit relationship, they're not going to have that care that you need deep in your heart to grow who you are. It is not in your best interest to be in that type of relationship because it is not about growth. Even if you are a person who's looking to grow your relationship, even if you are a person who loves this person greatly and you want to show them how much you love them, or whatever has happened to you guys in your past and you're trying to grow with each other, One way or another, you need to go and run as fast as you can. If you're living with them, pack your stuff and leave. If you are not living with them, but you're in a relationship, leave. Block everything from them, and same for people living with them, because it's vitally important for your health. Your health can leave you paralyzed. When you're in that type of relationship and you're in that type of stress, you have to remember that things can happen to you, leaving you with heart attacks, mental breakdowns, with nervous breakdowns, anxiety, with depression, with chronic depression, whatever it is that is not you. If you're not, if you're especially constantly arguing with someone like that 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 in a sense, and you're trying to make things work, you're trying to make this work, and you're trying, but trying, as I've learned, is the first step to failure. And even if you are being the one who's trying to grow the relationship, if it's not growing, or if it's staying stagnant, or if it's de-evolving, you need to leave for your own health, because of how important it is to love who you are. That person may say they love you and they care for you, but due to observation, due to their actions, they are not acting as though they love you, and they are not showing it in unconditional love. They are showing it with unconditional love with conditions. So taking care of who you are as a person is more important than what's going on with them. And on top of that, most people who are gaslighting do not know truly who they are as a person, and can come from a place of pain and frustration, and are not willing at that point in time to grow past it, or see or observe the things that they're doing that are causing harm to those around them, allowing others to make that other individual feel as though they're crazy, and making that individual feel as though they're crazy, though deep inside, if you know yourself, then this was something I knew about me. I knew I was not crazy or anything, but when you know yourself for who you truly are, and not what people tell you you are, not what people tell you you should be, not what someone says are your, of what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. When you know who you are, and you know what works and what doesn't work for you personally, no matter what that person says that they don't like, if it works for you, keep doing it, because it's what helps you keep yourself balanced. Them telling you how you should run your life is not important at all, because it's not their life to live. They're not living in the body you're in. They're not living with the mind you have. They're not functioning with the hands, the fingers, the toes that are allowing you to do as you may to grow who you are as a person. You are the one who is growing that piece of who you truly are, and loving that piece of who you are, one way or another. And it's vitally important to notice the signs. And a few of the signs are such as keeping you boxed in, using the ideology of telling you the things you're doing wrong, for example, to keep you boxed in, away from friends and family, making you feel as though you're wrong for things you've done when you've done nothing wrong. Especially, it could be simply because you're going out with a friend who's maybe the opposite sex, and they're perhaps upset about that, and they tell you how wrong it is in every aspect of that, and it makes you feel guilty. And the one thing I will tell people, there are two enemies of which you have in this world, which are guilt and fear. Those are the only two enemies you have in this world, and that's why you should not really feel guilty. You should have no fear of who you truly are, but love who you are. Deeply and unconditionally love who you are, no matter what situation you're in, because you deserve to love you. Nobody's going to love you more than you. So that's one of the first things. Second thing is constant, if you notice constant arguing, and we're not talking about arguing maybe a few weeks ago and then a few weeks later there's some arguing, but consistently, like I was saying, 24/7, 365, or every other day or whatnot, constant and consistent arguing is a key role in playing that there's a problem and that you need to go. The number three, if they become picky of every little thing you do or every little thing you are not willing to listen to, or even when you tell them something, they become picky about what you're saying. Or, and even if they're around you and because of how maybe you feel about something, you could be going through something or you could be happy about something, and because of how they are, they might not show the same affection or the same excitement or care about what you enjoy. If they're not really showing any care for your goals in life, for what you enjoy doing. For example, for me, I was in the middle of choosing between pretty much this and my life, my relationship with someone. And what I would say to people, that is not fair to anybody. Your success is vitally important because nobody else is going to be able to get it but you, the way you desire it. So if you notice a sign where they are getting upset that you are perhaps maybe having meetings for your goals in life, maybe you're running a business and you have meetings, and do these meetings, it takes you a few times, or maybe you're doing other stuff because after the meeting maybe you want to make something to eat, maybe you have to clean your own house or take care of your car or whatever it is you have to do. And because of that, if they get upset over those things constantly and consistently, it's in your best interest to stay away from that person. If they're not willing to love you at your best, how are they going to love you? I mean, if they're not able to love you at your worst, how are they going to love you at your best? If they're not willing to be there to cheer you on for your success, and then when it gets bad and they're not there or anything, how's it going to help? You need, be, look, understand, I'm sorry. When you are in relationships, it's best to have someone who is willing to care for you unconditionally and cheer you on, because everyone deserves that. Everyone deserves someone who can work with you and grow with you, not against you. This is not a competition, this is not a fight, but everyone should care for each other's success no matter who you are. Just like me caring for someone's success, you caring for my success, there should always be, it should have fairness. There we go. It should have fairness in growing who you truly are as a person and not one-sided. It should have love and care in that aspect instead of, well, I don't want to be a part of it because of this, that, and this, because you're talking to these people. That person is not meant to be around you. On top of that, the fourth thing is, if there is an extreme jealousy issue, you need to stay away from that person, because if they are jealous just for you having friends of the opposite sex or just talking to people, especially platonically, the thing you have to understand is you don't own anyone on this planet, period. And people use manipulation to show how they own people, and you have to allow people not to get in your head and make you feel as though you are a horrible person and everything for being around other people, or you're a horrible person for anything you do. You are amazing, beautiful, and great divine people. Don't let anyone tell you who you are. Don't let anyone stop you, because what you have to understand about that is not love. Love is natural. Love is unconditional. Love is kind, caring. Love is gentle. What is unnatural, however, is possessiveness. Possessiveness has gotten people to insanity, has gotten people killed, has gotten people to start wars, has destroyed many of nations due to the fact of possessiveness. If you're around someone who's very possessive, it might not even be in your best interest to be around that person in the first place, because you are not an item. You are not to be possessed. No matter what psychological things they are using to show or prove what control they have over you, do not allow someone to control who you are, no matter what, even if they are getting you to the point of jealousy due to maybe things they've done in their past, and vice versa. Do not let it get to that point of who you are. And on top of all this, no matter how bad they make you feel, no matter what anyone else says, you have to look within yourself and realize that you are a good person, that you are amazing and you are divine and you are beautiful no matter what's happening in life. Nobody's perfect, but no one really deserves the right to judge you and tell you how horrible of a person you are, because what you see in others, you see in yourself. And if you were looking to grow yourself, that's just a good start. But just know that relationships like that are vitally important to stay away from, because your health is your wealth. Your loving kindness grows and evolves you. Your fear can evolve you with love. But if it's just fear by itself, it can only devolve you into something you truly are not. You are too beautiful, you are too amazing, you are too divine to not realize that you are the gods, the goddesses, and the creators within who you are. So, we're going to end it here for you guys. And just again, remember, for the Pink Elephant in the Room conversation this Saturday, we will not be having it this Saturday. However, we will be having it this Sunday for the people on Periscope. If you do want to watch more videos, you can check out videos on Soulology on YouTube. And it's on there, as you always know, that's the name of this channel. For the Periscope one, I am Soulology. Just put in Soulology on YouTube and you can watch the videos. There are plenty of videos to watch, and I hope you guys enjoy one way or another. But of course, just remember how beautiful you are, and just know, to know thyself is to know the creator within who you truly are. So to everybody out there, have a good morning, have a great afternoon, and a fantastic evening.